well. So we are here with Mr. Gideon Markin in Accra, Ghana at the NYU campus. And we're going to be talking about the Urban Poor Children's Organization and the partnership that the Cross-Continental students are starting with UPCO. My name is Rory Curtin, and I am one of 10 that are part of the NYU Cross-Continental cohort that are here for the fall term. Each of us has a different internship that we're working with, and my job right now is collaborating with UPCO to build a rooftop garden, teach climate change, as well as collaborate on several other initiatives with reproductive health and mental health. A little bit about my background and why I'm interested in food security and public health is I grew up on an island in Maine where I became really interested in sustainable agriculture. And I began to see the value of agriculture, of people cooking together, eating together, and healthy foods. Then seeing how healthy food also leads to healthy environments, people who take care of their environment, and then prevent sickness, which as a public health professional is our goal. And I feel very, very fortunate to have come across UPCO while here in Accra and having met Gideon here, who founded UPCO. So Gideon, why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me here. My name is Gideon Markin, 43. I'm from Accra, in the central region of Ghana. I'm a father of 4 plus 1 adopted child. I hold diploma in social work, and I work for UPCO. And why I founded the organization. Let me start from my lifetime. Actually, I was a street boy myself. My life began at 12. And I lost my daddy, so I was thrown out. It's not standard practice in Ghana, but sometimes when you lose your father because of property inheritance, the family try to push you out, and then you are off so that somebody can take, because of also extreme poverty. So my mother was driven off, and then all my siblings got scattered. So we didn't know where each one is. Yeah, and then I decided to move along. So I started walking. It's about 250 kilometers from Accra. So I moved from villages to villages gradually, and one day I realized I'm in Accra. So, and I don't know anybody here. So I was living in Accra for a while, and then I had the opportunity to meet a good number of children and also a good number of people who claim they are helping street children. But out of this, there was no organization that talking about preventing people from even becoming street children, but rather dealing with the street children. So this situation pushed me, and then I have to think of the best way of helping or preventing children from becoming street children. So I decided to buy television sets, and those days we don't have DVD, but we have a cassette, a video cassette, and then I have a video deck, and I put it in, and then show movies in the slum communities and also the other rural-oriented communities in Accra. I go there, and then I show movies. By so doing, I get to talk to people, and then I share my experience in the street, what I was going through. I need to clean gutters or wash dishes before I have food. And this motivated me to come to them. So by showing movies, some of them were convinced because they were using the same children in the streets. They sent the children to go and beg, some to work and bring home the money, instead of maybe parents helping the children. So this is how I started the organization. So for some time, it started growing. I started in 2001. I created a center where everybody can locate me and then share with me their problem, and if I can link them to appropriate quarters for support.
For school fees.
Yeah, for school fees, for maybe second-hand clothing, anything, any kind of support, provided I know it. And then later, 2002, I started doing street corner education. And this one, I will go and look for money, and then it will be in my pocket in the evening. I come, and then people who know how to read and write will come to me. I said, what can we do? I said, okay, go to this community, go to that community, and help the children who doesn't go to school to learn how to do basic English and mathematics, learn how to write. And then people will be doing. Those who will be motivated, we discuss it with the parents, and then encourage the parent to send them. Sometimes people are able to, families are able to send their children. Some of them also cannot do it. So 2002, I started sponsorship. And then what I do is that I discuss with the school's authorities, particularly the public school. And it's also far away from where I operate. So I will work there, and then we discuss, and then it's okay. If they can bring them and you can provide certain things, we can risk and then help. So I was working in partnership with the public schools, and then some children are from their own school, but they have dropped out because of basic necessities that they need, like school supplies, and then you name it. So I get them. I get them from people, begging from people, and then give it to them. 2003, I created demonstrational center where young girls and then adolescent one learn batik tie and dye, sculptures, and then they learn hairdressing and sewing, and even currently we do ship shoe bag. We have a small bag with a cloth, and then you can put your shoe in. We sell it to KLM. They come to buy it, and then they put their shoes in anytime they are on board. So we were running those projects.
But it still wasn't your school yet.
No, it wasn't the school yet. It was in the organization. So then later it was still growing, and then a good number of children are coming to the center. 2011, we started having programs because people don't want to give at all. Then we decided, okay, even we cannot assess the children, or we cannot provide quality education to the children, and therefore what can we do? We decided to, okay, we have a little money there, we have to start a school ourselves. Then two departments of OPCO can come together. That is the literacy department and the sponsorship department will come together. And when they come together, the literacy will recommend the children, and then the sponsorship team will also work on them, and then we put them in a classroom. So that is what we did, and then we started developing the place, and then we can hunt the children from the traffickers, and then the other commercial masters, and that is what we did. So currently we have 350 children in our compound, but they don't sleep there. All of them have a kind of home to go.
But you feed them lunches.
We feed them lunches.
Which sort of leads into the project that we've started to work on.
That's right.
Your vision right now, which is what OPCO has come to.
That's right.
And your vision for the future. So for anyone who's just tuned in, we're here with Gideon Markin, who is the founder of the Urban Poor Children's Organization. And he's telling us more about his program and the school that was founded or gradually grew into what it is now since 2000. And right now his vision is to build rooftop gardens as well as teach climate change. So Can you tell us a little bit more about the rooftop gardens and why this is important, as well as climate change?
Yeah, you know, the climate change has been something that it's on the radio for some time now and need to be interpreted to the ordinary man, okay, with examples. And therefore, we were happy to meet you when you came and then you were talking about food security and health. These days, my community, their major source of income come from sea. They go to fish, so they do only fishing. And now, these days, they tell stories about they get more plastic waste in the sea instead of fish. It tells you something is happening. Then also, when you listen to those who bring foodstuff from the villages, they are telling stories that they cannot make harvest these days. The way they get the volume of food that they get, they don't get it anymore. And therefore, there is the need to campaign or educate people about the climate change and how we can deal or improve our situation. For example, the water bodies are polluted with some also foreigners. Here, they are taking gold. And then they drop some chemicals. So they are not killing only the human, they are killing the animals and what have you. The reason why I'm motivated to do the rooftop garden is that it will help the children to know what to grow and what to eat. And it will also improve. Currently, we have a good number of children in our area there who suffer from kidney and lung infections because of this polluted air and chemicals used on the food. And therefore, if we do this, one, it will help the community. We will become a role model. We will help people to start doing backyard garden. If they don't have a rooftop, they can do small backyard garden, or they can organize some containers and put some, and then grow some vegetables like okra, pepper, tomatoes, and what have you, and eat them. These days, you can even buy cucumber, and then it will be there for maybe just for 2 hours, and then you see that how it was before you got it has changed, meaning getting dangerous, and life is being threatened. And therefore, we want to learn it and then also bring it to the doorstep of the poor family. And that this is the reason why we want to do it.
Just right now, if anyone has any questions or comments, it would be great to hear from you. But if not, we can also continue with the partnership that New York University is going forward with. I think we'll just go forward. So yeah, the plan is to begin to have internships and apprentices working with you. And the first thing that you said to me when I showed up was really like, what are you interested in? And where is your passion? Because we're not just going to tell you to do X and Y, but we want to hear what you're interested in and then have a dialogue and have a partnership. And something you told me, though, is that you really want to have students do more work in the rural communities. Yeah. And I was wondering if you could tell me more about why the rural communities and what's the importance of going out there.
Yeah.
Because I did experience it firsthand as well, because you encouraged me to go.
That's right. Yeah, why we want to do something with the rural community, that is where people are migrating to Accra these days, because also they are being affected by the climate change. So they are coming to Accra, they think they can make money here. So to prevent them from coming, we have to go there and then give them a very good message. For them to also, we should help them to identify other resources available to them to make good use of it. And one, we will not only prevent them from coming, but we will provide good quality life, because they are going to eat a very good food without chemicals. And then also there are rural communities around Accra whose lives are very, very threatened by developers, because one, they don't have the land, and the little land that they have, the developers are taking it from them. So if they have knowledge of how to grow something like vegetables and what have you, a possibility to stay back, and because if Accra life will be very difficult. At the village there, sometimes when you give somebody just 2 Ghana cedi, the person will keep thanking you several times of that small amount. If the person comes to Accra, the person will not survive. Therefore, we need to bring this kind of education to them. So, if we partner with, and then we have students who are motivated to go to the rural village, we will be happy. Because many of them, when they come to my area there, and then they end up in my office asking, we have heard you are NGO, you can help us, and blah, 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 blah. Unfortunately, not all of them I can assist because they come with varieties of demand. So this is the reason why I want them to partner us, and then we can go to the rural community
together.
Yeah.
Just see if anyone has any comments. Just fire away if you do, or questions really. There's a few comments. So I guess we'll continue.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about some of the initiatives that you have expressed interest in addition to sustainable farming and the climate change. You've talked about reproductive health and mental health being 2 major areas. Can you talk a little bit more about the importance of those here in Accra?
Yeah. Though the reproductive health is broad, I am looking at the children perspective. Okay, we groom children to come up and to become youth. Okay, and honestly speaking, they have no idea. And even though Ghana Education Service have a policy in which every school should have a form of a counseling session, but unfortunately it doesn't work. And therefore, a lot of children, sexual active children, don't know anything or have no knowledge about the physical changes in their bodies and what have you. And then also parents are not sharing enough. They get to know about it when even the child is already in trouble. And therefore, we really need partners that will help us educate we, the staff, we, the operators, very well, and then so that we can answer. Because many of this education are in a school books or in a movie that people watch, and how many people have access to them? If then you are addressing those who go to school, but what about those who didn't have the opportunity to go to school?
And you can't ask a movie a question.
That's right.
From a personal experience that you've had or a concern because of...
Yeah. So as you are sitting here, I can ask you and then I get the feedback. But we, at this moment, we haven't started it. We just completed our counseling room where we can do that because we have no knowledge, we have no clue. The people who come to do it, they come, they want to do it, and then they don't do it as it is expected.
And they do it, and then they talk to the girls, and then they leave, versus talking to teachers.
That's right.
And educators like yourself who they live at UPCO, and they can do it like we are this week after church on Sunday.
Yeah.
We'll be talking to the girls for a few hours, but with other teachers.
Yeah. So and then many a times they don't do it in private session. They go, they try to do it in public. Maybe when we have gathered, like today is Wednesday, and they do after worship. Then they tell, yeah, menstrual cycle, blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes the girls don't want the boys to be there to listen to certain things. And then also some of the boys also don't want to hear things concerning them before the girls. But these people come and then do it in general. And so if the children have something, and also there are some children who have been abused sexually by some elderly and what have you. They need somebody to talk to. Okay, and what we do is that recently some children who went through some trauma, we refer the issue to women some women group in our area to deal with the issue. But one thing is, there should be something that we have to consider first: the emotional trauma of the child, the victim, and then how the health of the child and this. But if we give it to, let's say, the police, they handle it in a government perspective or the official perspective, and then they leave behind the trauma that the child is going through. They arrest the person and they leave the child. But if we have education, re-education about it, we know even how to handle the child psychologically, and then also manage certain affairs. So this is the reason why we also need re-education about it.
And then the second issue was the mental health that you've seen in the community. And because I know you've talked about bringing children with Down syndrome or autism to the Urban Poor Children's Organization and having them involved in your classes, your projects, but generally there's a certain stigma associated with that in Ghana, correct?
Yeah. Actually, both animal and people with disability doesn't have much reception. Maybe somebody will tell me you are lying. It's true. They sit in a big office and a very good place in Accra and talk about them. But in my area there, you come there, you see prison children. They are, I call them prisoner children because the parents have no clue how to manage children with Down syndrome and other deformity. It may interest you to know that even I have done some before. When I was young, when we see the sick one, we stone them. Like how we kill lizard. You hit them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Meaning we have no education.
Because, yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, so we don't know what is wrong with the child or whatever. And then people name them. No, this is evil. This is a curse. This is, but we understand it's not a curse, but the one who hasn't got education doesn't have no clue. So sometimes people end up killing them, secrets, poison them, and those who cannot poison them, they keep them in the room. So it's now that we are now coming out, bringing them. Currently, you have seen that I have started new projects in my roof, the other roof of the office. I want to get a resource center where those who will work with them, those who will come and educate us how to handle them, will be used as an office, and then teach us how to handle or educate the parent, because if the parent need to come to our office to learn how we can manage these children, okay, and then also share with us the problem they go through so that we can, the same way we treat even parents or the aged who are, let's say, old. You know, when you reach a certain stage, like after 60 years,
to sort of comfort things and like explain
a lot of
properly.
things changes. Do you understand? Here, we normally call them witches and witchcraft. We see them being demons. So these old women and men don't die happily.
Because they're
yeah, because your children are telling you you are evil, you are this, you are
so
that.
it all goes back to education.
It tells you that society have no clue what the aged is going through. The same way they have no clue what the disabled people are going through. Now, talking about the mental health, we have mental health in one place, and the mental health in Ghana is like what do you call it? A deaf. They don't talk. Okay, they are like
the silent part of the
yeah, they are not educating people, and you hear them talking when somebody called them in the radio and said, "What are the signs that show that the person is having troubles?"
But it and when this happens, it also happens in correlation with what we've been discussing, with poor access to healthy food, with poor access to healthy air, the prevalence of people with mental health issues also increases.
Yeah.
So it goes back to addressing these basic issues, and then you prevent a whole, like you were saying, you don't want to just help the street children, you want to prevent people from becoming street children in the first place.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just address mental health concerns, but you want to stop people from having so many mental health or physical health problems.
Yeah.
Great. If there's any questions, people are just commenting. So
Nobody is commenting.
people are commenting, but not asking any questions. So we can just continue.
Okay.
So you were telling me about kind of segue into, we're back into climate change and all of the trash that you've seen in Accra, and how you think that we can start to address this. Because the other day I had a really incredible experience in community outreach, having a dialogue with various community members, one of which was a chief priest who was incredibly wise. But I think you can tell us better than I can, sort of how some people have incredible amounts of wisdom into what can be done, and others who just, they don't know that adding trash to the ocean is going to have a negative impact in the future. Or using the rubbers every single time they get food rather than a wache leaf.
Let me go back to when I said, when I was talking to you earlier on, that the minority are well educated in Ghana, okay, but they cannot control the majority who doesn't have education. You see the fetish priest who knows a lot of things about the climate change, but he is also part of the program. They are selling the land at the Pambos where you went. They are selling everywhere. Even they are not leaving a space for trash where we can send the trash and then maybe the car can pick it or something of that sort. Do you understand? So people are intellectually dishonest, and indeed the young, the children, upcoming children, the youth of today. That's why, for example, I found SASU. I created SASU so that only the youth can work there. That's why I'm no more working.
Just to sort of elaborate, UPGO, Urban Poor Children's Organization, has a sister organization a few kilometers away called SASO.
Yeah.
And this is further down onto the sand dunes where it's less children there, and it's also community members, more of the locals are employed there. And there's also a small community garden being built.
Yeah, the reason why I created SASU is that is Service Awareness Support Organization, and therefore can anybody at all, provided your activities will help society, you are welcome there, and come and do whatever you want to do, or come and share your opinion on what have you. We invite them, they don't want to come. The people are so primitive to the extent that they ignore what the truth is and do what they are selling the land, they keep on selling the land. Do you understand? And now even they don't have a place to keep. So you see that people early in the morning, they send the trash to the sea, and the sea will bring them back to them. And sometimes, you saw that people were building toward the sea, and the one you see it's raining. The moment the sea just gets flood, that place will all the building over there will actually.
Well, no, they're building in the puddles, so the sea has come in.
That's right.
And it's an area of land between sort of an estuary and the ocean itself, and people are building on the beach between the two spaces, which then when the sea rises, it floods, but on top of the puddles that have flooded, people are building homes, which obviously is a problem. And what I find so inspirational about UPGO is that people who are from these communities are the only ones who can address this problem. Because they're the only ones who know about this problem. Because they're the only ones who speak Ga or Ewe, which are the languages spoken there, where like I couldn't even ask if people had seen seasonal changes because I only speak English. And so it shows the essential nature of people going in and founding SASO, for example, to say stop building here.
Well, the authorities are not also saying anything. They are not helping. So we have taken it upon ourselves. That's why I created a sister organization, and they deal with the youth. So the youth go there and they get answers to their numerous questions. We involve them. We have even a program called S4C, Strengthen Sub-Saharan Career Path. Our dream is to build the competency of the youth workers, whilst we provide other alternatives for working youth and non-educated youth. So if you have education already, but you don't know how to do it, SASO will help you to build out and find job. If you have nothing to do, SASO help you. For example, we want to use them to do the trash, this thing. They will do work on the, what do you call it, climate change, this thing. They have to speak the language to those parents and families who have no idea. And then also create job for them. One will ask, how are they going to create the job? You know, the solution, the problem is opportunity. And the opportunity is the solution. Do you understand? Yeah, for example, I didn't ask anybody to have problems or come to bring children to the streets. Do you understand? I was there myself. But because there is a problem, I need to solve it. I need to help. By helping, I have created a job. So we can create the job for the youth as well. So that is why we just need empowerment. Okay? We have to have the capacity. And then we will use the youth who hasn't been to school to empower the community by saying, okay, let's talk to the recycle company so that they can come for the trash and what have you. So you just collect the plastic, group them, and then they will come and buy it. They give you money. Why they give you money? You are also helping cleaning the environment. Okay? Then gradually, we are reducing the impact. Okay.
And if you're having to pick up plastic all day, you're probably going to start telling people to stop throwing plastic onto the beaches.
Good one day.
Which begins a whole step up.
Yeah. So they said that a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a step. And so we started this way, and we believe the locals we can do it. There's only we need a top up. We need to partner. And also normally, my organization has succeeded because we have volunteers. When they see them, and then they are talking to them, they do practical things with them, they get motivated more because they don't trust government. All the successive government that has come, they come and give promises, we will do this, we will do that, but the life is the same. So we, the NGOs, normally they count on us most. And normally they can expect what even we don't dream of or we don't think of.
Well, that sort of segues, I guess, into sort of closing. If anyone has closing questions, still just seeing comments. But yeah, I think that for anyone who has come recently, I'm here with Gideon Markin, the founder of the Urban Poor Children's Organization that the NYU Cross-Continental Public Health Program has started to work with as our internships here. I'm going to be working on food security and climate change, but hopefully it's going to be the beginning of a partnership where students can work in a whole number of different areas. I feel like you would have some great closing words about the future of your organization, so please.
Well, viewers, thank you very much for helping this interview. I'm glad that this one has come on, and I'll use this opportunity to appeal to you. If you have anything that you can share with us, we are ready to learn. The poor man in my community need your support, and not only cash or kind, but also directives of how they should live their life. And we are fortunate to have Rory, and who is going to help us to now change the life. Because one thing is, we are going to grow food in a rooftop. We are going to make it possible. People think it's not possible. Now we have seen that it will be possible. What do you also know? Let's hear from you, and then together we can undo the climate change. We can bring it down. And then also we will have a sound mind, a quality life, quality food, quality environment. Thank you very much.
Thank you.